Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Monday the 15th of November 2021. Now, yesterday was slim pickings in terms of Mill news. We were down to the bare bones. I only had one story to tell you, but today we've got an absolute feast for you. So strap yourselves in. It's going to be a long one. I'm going to try and whiz through it, but get ready. Here it comes. So we're going to start off with this. This is absolutely amazing. So the club put out today, they put out this is from millwfc.co.uk. Mill fans, that's you guys watching this, raise record-breaking amount for Royal Britsh Legion's Poppy Appeal. Fantastic, £19,318.92. And as far as I can tell, that is just, we'll get through it. So Mill Football Club is elated to announce a record-breaking amount was raised for the Royal Britsh Legion's Poppy Appeal during a period of remembrance, and there is more to come. So an incredible £11,116 was donated by Lions fans during the day of the derby fixture, just through the bucket collections, through poppy and badge sales. That is freaking insane. Just by dumping money in the buckets and buying poppies and badges that were on sale. While a further £8,201 has been generated from the club's range of related merchandise, which I told you about before. They had the scarf, I think they had a mug. The scarf was the standout one, that was really interesting, probably the best of the bunch. So they raised 8,000 from that alone, and the total above does not even include the additional money to come from the auction of match-worn shirts from the club's remembrance fixtures. The figure raised, the amount, well, it hasn't been raised. So the figure bid so far stands at £5,396, but the auctions are still live and will be until Sunday the 28th of November. If you are yet to place a bid, you can do so by clicking here. And I really want to bid for one, but I don't know if I should. It's a bit expensive, to be honest with you, for what kind of thing that I'm not really into that kind of stuff, to be honest with you. It would be probably the most expensive bit of Millwall memorabilia I would ever own. I don't know, it's just gonna sit on the wall in a frame, not really doing anything. So I don't know if I should, but don't let me put you off. The club would like to pay tribute to Mill supporters for once again showcasing their extraordinary generosity. These sums are incredible, and everyone connected with the club couldn't be prouder of what fans have achieved during this year's campaign. Thank you. That's thank you. This all wouldn't have been possible without the outstanding efforts of Lions fan Mel Bingham, who coordinates the fundraising year after year, who has excelled herself once more as well. The club is immensely grateful to Mickey Simpson for his huge contribution in arranging the Remembrance Day fixture commemorations. I think that's with the they're talking about the actual soldiers turning up and playing the last post. I think he sorts that out. The club is thankful also to the MSC for supplying a wreath for on the pitch ceremony, and to all those who helped carry out bucket collections and badge sales around the ground before, during and after the derby game, including the service personnel who contributed to an unforgettable day on and off the pitch. A reminder that the match-worn shirt auction is ongoing. Place a bid by clicking here. So let's have a look and see how it's getting on. So there's the total now. It's £5,527, and these are the shirts, and they seem to be going for roughly £300, except for Jed Wallace one. Jed Wallace one is £814. They ain't messing around with that. So it's roughly £300 for the starting 11. The substitutes are just under that. The cheapest ones would be the subs that didn't even get on the pitch. So George Long, and that's a long sleeve goalkeeper shirt he's got there. And then Alex Pearce is £209, and remarkably Ojo's shirt is cheaper than Miko Kevin building on the pitch, so that's interesting. But there you go. So there's still like 13 days to go, so I imagine some of these will go up. I imagine probably, I imagine the average will go up to about 400. I think at least, probably. But there you go. Fantastic amount of money raised for the Royal Britsh Legion. Well done to everyone involved, all the Millwall fans who contributed. Thank you very much. Excellent work. We're going to move on now to Loanwatch. So this is from news at den.co.uk. Their fantastic Loanwatch series that they do every Monday. So, Tanto winner, attacker tastes Hollywood, and stopper keeps first clean sheet. Isaac Olofi scored the winning goal as Sutton United defeated Tranmere Rovers 1-0 at Prenton Park on Saturday. Go and check out that video, that goal on Sutton United's YouTube channel probably, or Tranmere Rovers YouTube channel. It is fantastic. A fantastic Millwall style goal. He sprints at the fullback. The fullback passes to the goalkeeper. He sprints at the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper passes to the other fullback on the other side. Isaac Olofi sprints at that fullback. Makes him that fullback tries to turn back on the inside, and Isaac Olofi just takes the ball off him and runs straight at a goal, and boom, 1-on-1 with the keeper, puts it in the corner of the net. Fantastic goal. Check it out. Seriously, check it out after this video. Go to Sutton United's YouTube and check it out. It's fantastic. So Olofi dispossessed Peter Clark. So that's the one he dispossessed before firing into the far corner via a deflection in the 71st minute. It was Olofi's 4th goal in 10 appearances this season and lifts Sutton up to 8th in the League 2 table. Michael Gray's U's are away at Leyton Orient next Saturday. Kenny Jackett's Orient side drew 2-2 at Rochdale at the weekend and are 2 points behind Sutton. Alex Newby scored in the first and 90 minutes for Dow, either side of Aaron Drinnen, and Craig Clay goals in either half. Alex Mitchell played the full game on the right side of Orient's back three and is still unbeaten in 12 games since he joined on loan in August. Yeah, so he had a little spell out. He missed the FA Cup game, but they won that. But he did have a little spell out on the sidelines for some reason. But I think that's when they lost a couple of games. So I'm not saying it's all in, but hey, is it coincidence or something else? In National League, Dover Athletic are 14 games without a win this season after their 2-1 defeat away at Torquay United. Junior Tenzer played the full game as left back as Armani Little scored a last minute winner for the hosts to add to his 34th minute leveller following Travis Gregory's 4th minute opener. Dover has drawn 3 games this season and are on -9 points. Andy Hezatala, the side, hosts Halifax Town next Saturday. Also in the 5th tier the conference, Dan Moss again went close to his first goal in senior football in Yeovil Town's 2-1 win against Eastleigh at Ewish Park. Moss had a shot blocked before Tom Knowles gave the Glovers a lead before half-time. Harry Pritchard levelled the scores in the 68th minute, but Adi Youssef restored the home side's advantage 8 minutes later when he finished Joe Quigley's flick on. Yeovil are 13th in the table and visit 7th place, Dagenham and Redbridge, next Saturday. Oh, so they're in town. Dan Moss is in town. When we will be up at Middlesbrough. See if you're not going to the Middlesbrough game. I'm actually going over to Dagenham and Redbridge and checking out Dan Moss. Give him a bit of support there if you're over that way. Lions attacker Jaden Davis got his first taste of Hollywood when he came on in the 58th minute for Kings Lynn Town at home to Wrexham, but it wasn't a happy ending as the hosts were beaten 6-2 by the club owned by American actors Ryan Reynolds and Robin McElhenney. Michael Clunan put Kings Lynn ahead, but Aaron Hayden levelled before Jordan Davis, Paul Mullen and Jordan Ponticelli added 3 more to make it 4-1. Malachi Linton pulled one back, but Dan Jarvis and Cameron Green got 2 more goals to help Wrexham to back-to-back wins for the first time this season. Kings Lynn dropped to 22nd in the table on 8 points after a 5th consecutive defeat and travel to Bromley next Saturday. So both there's 2 Millwall loanees in town, one at Bromley and one at Dagenham and Redbridge. There were positive results for 2 Lions youngsters in the National League South. Defender Arthur Penny, playing in the back three, got an assist when he found Bradley Stevenson, who scored the only goal for Welling United at home to Tunbridge Angels. The 1-0 win moves Welling up to 13th and they travel to 3rd place Ebbsfleet United next Saturday. So there's a game worth going to. Top of the table clash for Welling United. Meanwhile, goalkeeper Ryan Sanford made a number of good saves to keep a clean sheet in Mason United's 0-0 draw away at Havant and Waterlooville. Mason host Chippenham Town next Saturday. So there's Ryan Sanford with a clean sheet. Fantastic stuff there. Pretty comprehensive stuff about all the loanees. Fantastic article every Monday. News at 10. Check it out, and then if you're too busy, just come and watch my videos and I'll read it for you. But if you can, check it out on newsat10.co.uk. Moving on now. So one of the loanees who isn't playing at the moment because he got injured, although before that he was doing absolutely fantastic. Millwall winger Tyler Bureys suffers a slight setback as he rehabs from hamstring injury. Tyler Bureys' return from injury is set to be pushed back by at least another week after the Millwall winger suffered a tiny setback in his rehab. The former AFC Wimbledon attacker had been impressing on loan at Hartlepool United before a hamstring injury disrupted his stay. Bury, 20, had scored 3 goals in 7 appearances for League Two side, but has been unavailable since early September. He was back having a bit of treatment with us and felt his hamstring a tiny bit towards the end of his rehab, said Lions manager Gary Rowett. It might delay his return to Hartlepool. We were hoping to get a week's training and then maybe a week where he's involved with the under-23s before sending him back into a mad period knowing he's fully fit. We'll see if this sets him back much, but I don't think it will be too bad. It will maybe set him back about a week. So that's not too good for Tyler Bury. They did say he should be back in November, but it looks like it might be December now. And so they're trying to get him to, he said, playing the under-23s. And under-23s next game, because they are on an international break as well, is on Monday the 22nd away at Ipswich Town. So we'll see how they go then. And then the next one after that, as it stands now, it might change later, is Tuesday the 30th, a home game against Bristol City. So there's a couple of under-23 games there. Moving on now to Gary Rowett has had something to say. What's he been saying? So Mill boss gives his verdict on former Lion Steve Morison landing Cardiff City boss job. Does he say he's not scared? Bring him on. Is he saying things like that? I don't know. Let's find out. LondonNewsOnline.co.uk. Gary Rowett reckons that Kiefer Moore has helped play a part in former Millwall striker Steve Morison being handed the Cardiff City manager's job on a permanent basis. Morison had been in caretaker charge and his methods had been praised by Wales international Moore, who had been a transfer target for the Lions prior to his switch to the Bluebirds. Steve is someone who's still highly thought of by everyone at Millwall, Rowett told the South London Press. I didn't work with him here, but the staff talk about him, saying what a great opportunity it is. I think it is. He's cut his teeth at under 23s level and then had the opportunity to go and put a little stamp on the team. He's done that for a few games and shown enough for the Cardiff owners to feel like he will give them a chance to step forward. A big factor is that Kiefer Moore is scoring goals, and I'm talking highly of Steve. He played as a striker as well, and Kiefer Moore is a big player for them. I'm sure the thought of getting Kiefer Moore into form is a huge motivation for Cardiff or any team. Good luck to him. I hope he does really well. There are not many opportunities for young managers out there, so he's got to go and grab it now. So there you go, fantastic words from Gary out there. Not worried at all. Not worried at all. And to be honest, now Steve Morison, he's a Millwall legend. He's not a fan's favourite though. He put a few. He upset a few Millwall fans when he said after the pitch invasion at Wembley that the fans ruined everyone's day. So. And a lot of fans still hold that against him. They think he's a bit miserable, and they don't personally like him, but they understand that he was a good player for Millwall, a real leader, a real quality striker, and what we would give for someone of his ability in the team right now. And it's also part typical Millwall story where we signed the guy from Stevenage. He was playing in the conference. We signed him to League One, and he just boom, fantastic. Just hit the ground running. Well, he didn't hit the ground running because he had a spell where he didn't score, and it looked like it was going to be a bit eggy. But he did score, and the floodgates opened. So there you go. So Gary Rowett not at all frightened about Morison doing a really good job and then being a contender, take over from him and replace him and his boring football. So good for him. So I will just say, we will watch your career with great interest, Master Morison. Moving on now to more words from Gary Rowett. So this is from news@den.co.uk. Millwall's Gary Rowett reacts to Middlesbrough boss change after record breaker Neil Warnock departs. Yeah, I think they probably waited until he broke the record and then gave him the old Spanish Archer elbow. Bye bye. And apparently they told everyone else that he was sacked before they told him. He was doing an interview and then he got a message saying, "Oh, it's just been reported on the news that you've been sacked." Oh, that's nice. So Gary Rowett paid tribute to Neil Warnock as Millwall prepared to face a Middlesbrough side under their new manager Chris Wilder next Saturday. Wilder took over after Warnock left following the 1-1 draw at West Bromwich Albion before the international break. Warnock broke the record for most professional games managed in English football when he took charge of his 1,602nd match against Luton this month to overtake Dario Grady's total. After that game, Warnock said, "I can't see something like this being beaten in another 16 or 17 games. It will be in most Football League games. Hopefully I can keep my job a bit longer." Well, that didn't happen, did it? Oh, that was all. So that was he got the record for most professional games in terms of League Cup, League, FA Cup, League Cup, etc. And then if he'd have stayed there for another 17 games, he would have just got the total record for football, just Football League games. So wow, that didn't work out for him. But Warnock 72 was informed after his 1,603rd game that Borough, who are 14th, will be looking for a new manager. "I am disappointed how it's ended up, but nothing surprises me really," he said. "I found out this morning with a call to say they were going in a different direction. I felt I deserved a bit more than that, but it's not to be. I wish them all the best. Whoever comes in will have a great set of lads and some support in the transfer window." Wilder was last in charge of Sheffield United, whom he led from League One to the Premier League. He was sacked last March with the Blades bottom of the table in their second season in top flight. In Rowett's last meeting with Warnock's side, Mill beat Borough 1-0 last March. Rowett's last meeting against the Wilder team was Stoke's 1-1 draw at Bramall Lane in October 2018. Rowett gave his reaction to the managerial change at Borough. "I've got massive respect for both Neil Warnock and Chris Wilder," he told News@Den. "Neil, firstly, what an incredible achievement so far, and it wouldn't surprise me if he adds to those games. He's always been the type of manager that you can ask for a bit of advice, and he always tries to help you if he can. He's a really good guy. Chris is the same. I've known him a long time. I've met him lots of times as an opposing manager. I think he could do a fabulous job there as well. It will be interesting to see what they do differently, but they are both top managers at this level, certainly." So not really much going on there from Gary Rowett, but just being very diplomatic there. So moving on quickly then to what's happening in the Middlesbrough game. The welcome to the daily injury. What injuries have we got today? So this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Millwall duo, both injury doubts for championship match at Middlesbrough. Yes, we are back into the league football. It's only a couple of days away, 5 days to go, and we can forget about this international rubbish. Murray Wallace and George Evans are both injury doubts for Millwall's championship match at Middlesbrough this weekend. Versatile Scottish defender Wallace has a minor knee injury, which is unlikely to see him resume training until towards the end of the week. Evans has recovered from a calf strain, but also recently broke his hand. George has trained and will continue to train this week, said Lions boss Gary Rowett. He still has an issue with his hand, but it didn't stop him playing before or wanting to play before. His calf is okay. Murray tweaked his knee a little bit in the last game. He got through the game, but felt a little bit stiff on the Monday morning. He had a scan and it's a mild injury. Nevertheless, it can be 10 days to 2 weeks. The plan is that if everything goes well, he should train Thursday, and it's just going to be that he has missed quite a bit of training, so he's 100% out. Murray Wallace is not going to be involved against Middlesbrough. George Evans, I imagine they'll probably want him to play. I mean, George Saville will probably be a bit tired from his exploits, which I'm going to tell you about later. So there you go, the daily injury. Moving on now. So we've got this. This was, and so I told you, Premier League announced that they're having a mid-season break and when it would be. So now we got confirmation that the Championship are going to do the same, and they got the dates. So this is for next season. So the season that starts in August this year and goes through to, I think it's the end of May now, 2022. So 21-22 season. Oh, no. The season that starts in August 2022 and goes through to May 2023. Yeah. So this is from SkySports.com. World Cup Championship to be paused during Qatar 2022 showpiece, but League One and League Two will continue. The 2022 World Cup in Qatar starts on November 21 next year and runs through to December 18. Championship follows Premier League in announcing a pause of domestic action during the tournament. League 1 and 2 will continue as normal. The World Cup, traditionally held in the summer, is scheduled to be staged between November 21 and December 18 next year in Qatar. The EFL has just adjusted its schedule to accommodate the international tournament, with a break in Championship matches planned from November 13 to December 9. So, well, that's funny because the Premier League was staying out until Boxing Day. I imagine because they've got the top level players. So the EFL. So there are some international players in the EFL. Some who, not many, who will probably be going to the World Cup. We've got a couple involved at Northern Ireland. They're not going. They didn't make it. I'll tell you about that in the next story. But it seems they're just having a break to avoid it, to avoid the clash, so they can actually get the fans still going to the EFL games. It doesn't seem that they're like, because they're going to be missing players. Will this things still exist in Leagues 1 and League 2? If one side has 3 international players missing, they can get the fixture postponed. Will that still exist? Because they're carrying on after December 9. I imagine that they think, well, from the quarterfinals onwards, it's going to be the same old. It's going to be the top level clubs. It's not going to, and especially with the World Cup, you're not really going to get every European team through. The way they seed it, you're going to get a mix of teams. So some European teams will get knocked out. So, but I don't know. So they're going to have a break from November 13. So the week before the World Cup starts on 21. That's the World Cup tournament there, and they're going to have the break. That break. So they're going to break the week before it starts. Or is that 2 weeks? Is that 2 weeks? No, that's a week. So a week before it starts, and then they're going to come back 9 days before it finishes. So that would roughly probably be quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals. Okay, but to be honest, yeah, that's if England get that far, you're gonna have games clashing with the England game. You're gonna have that. Literally makes no sense. You're gonna have championship games. Now, obviously, they're not going to put it up at the same time or even the same day. Now, I imagine they could. If the game is at night, the England game, I don't. Well, when will they be? Will they be they'll be in the morning, won't they? Yeah, I don't know what time they'll be. So they're ahead of us. But I imagine the games will be at night time there. So they'll be. So if they kick off at 7:45 Qatar time, that will roughly be 3 o'clock in the afternoon at our time, though. I think so. So yeah, it's going to clash with the games anyway. So so you're going to have the games moved around. Lastminute.com. Well, I imagine they'll know. Yeah, that's really stupid, man. the chances of England getting to the quarterfinals, semi-finals, or final, or all three, is quite high. It's probably 50-50 at least, yeah. So they've going to have championship matches planned while the quarterfinals and semi-finals of the World Cup's going on. So then if England get through, and championship games are on the same day as the England game, like you're gonna have a wave of the whole league's gonna be postponed, or they're gonna move the games to another day. It's gonna be absolute stupidity. Yeah, it is what it is. The whole thing is stupid. Having a midwinter break, having the World Cup in Qatar because they bribed FIFA to get it. That period includes the World Cup group stage plus the opening round of knockout games. The EFL has also confirmed the fourth round of the Carabao Cup will be scheduled for the week between the World Cup final and the Premier League's resumption on Boxing Day. Say what? So you've got the fourth round of the Carabao Cup, which would have Premier League teams in it, and they're going to play it after. So the World Cup ends December 18, but the Premier League said they won't be back until December 26, and it seems so probably December 22nd or something. They were going to be playing the fourth round of the Carabao Cup. So, the Premier League teams involved in that play a weakened team anyway. But you got a team like Man City, their weakened team, their second 11 is full of international players anyway. So that might be a bit eggy. But it is what it is. You got to deal with it as it is, huh? Okay, that's all a bit weird. So match round 16 in the Championship set to take place on Saturday, November 12. Will be the final round of fixtures played ahead of the call-up period for the tournament, which begins on Monday, November 14, read in the EFL statement. The Championship will resume on December 10, following the culmination of the World Cup group stages, whilst League 1 and League 2 fixtures will continue as normal. That is so weird. There's going to be a wave of clubs moving games away from the England game, because otherwise the fans won't turn up. And I don't know about the time difference. Maybe they move it forward, and then they put the England game on the big screen. Maybe they do something like that, because down at Millwall in the CBL bar outside, they were showing the England game, so maybe they can do something like that, where they have the game in the morning, the Millwall game in the morning, and then the England game is at 3 o'clock because of the time difference. I don't know, but then they have that afterwards, so fans can do both in the one day. Individual fixtures in League 1 and here we go. Individual fixtures in League 1 and League 2 could still be postponed during the World Cup, subject to existing international call-up criteria being met. That's if one team has 3 players missing. So that'll still exist. So probably a team, I don't know what team, probably Portsmouth, Sunderland. Maybe the team in the Championship that got relegated. All 3 divisions will begin the 2023 season on the weekend of July the 30th. So it's earlier. So they're starting a week earlier to accommodate all this stuff. So July the 30th, when we would usually have our final home big pre-season game. No, that's going to be the first game of the season. Saturday, July 30th. So if you've got wedding plans or something going on, holidays, next season, 2022-23 starts on July 30th, 2022. With a final round of regular campaign set for the weekend of Saturday, May the 6th. The playoff finals are scheduled to be played between May 27 and 29. So there you go. They've already figured it out. But like I say, it's kind of weird. Now, obviously, the Championship, it's kind of weird that they're not just adding another week to get into the quarterfinals. Yeah, I imagine clubs will be moving out of the way of the out of the England games if they get to the quarterfinals, semi-finals. But it's going to be lastminute.com because they don't know which day it's going to be. They won't know until like probably 4 days before. So that's going to be a bit annoying, no? Especially if you've bought bloody train tickets in advance, you're travelling all the way from wherever you are up to Millwall. That's going to be bloody annoying. Or an away game. If we got an away game at Middlesbrough, and then it's a 3 o'clock kickoff, but then England's game is on that day, and then so they decide to move it forward to 11 a.m., 12 a.m. It's like, bruh, how are you going to get to London up to Middlesbrough and you already bought your train tickets, and then you're going to probably have to go on a Friday. It's gonna be annoying. It's gonna be annoying as fuck. Fucking joke. This shitty fucking World Cup. But you know what? We have 2 players involved in it. They didn't qualify. They played tonight. It was an absolutely cracking game. I watched some of it. Northern Ireland 0, Italy 0. Absolutely fantastic game, end to end. The Swiss and Italy were competing to finish top of the group and qualify automatically. And Switzerland went 2-0 up, 3-0 up, and Italy were just like going for it, and then Northern Ireland were getting them on a break. And then here you can see George Saville started. He played 72 minutes, got subbed off. He had one of their best chances for them, shot on target that he had. Let's see how he got on. So they didn't qualify, Northern Ireland. We knew that before this game. So Switzerland won 4-0 against Bulgaria, and here you go. So Switzerland are through automatically to the World Cup. They're in the World Cup. Switzerland will be in the World Cup, and they topped the group on 18 points. Italy finished second, 16. Northern Ireland third. Northern Ireland third with 9 points. They played 8 games. They won 2. They drew 3. They lost 3. They only scored 6 goals in 8 games. They really need a striker. They really, really do need a striker. Goals against 7. So there you go. It's good for them for finishing third. To keep up their coefficient or whatever you call it. There's some stats there. Average player rating overall the game 6.5 for Northern Ireland. Shots per game only 8.9. There you go. Some more stats. So how did George Saville get on? So he started the game, played 72 minutes. He had one cracking chance for them. We're going to sort this by rankings. So their goalkeeper was man of the match. That tells you all you need to know. They were under the cosh from Italy, but at the end, in the second half, they had a go of their own. It was wide open because Italy had to go for it, and Northern Ireland were it was end-to-end stuff. It was like a basketball game, but for football. So here's George Saville, 4th best player for Northern Ireland there, 6.77. Not bad. So one shot on target, which he was only one of 2 Northern Ireland players to have a shot on target. It was an exciting moment. It's like, ooh, that could have been it. Although technically they had, now to be honest, for a team that had already been knocked out, they gave it a right go. Absolutely fantastic. Like, they weren't going to qualify, but they were playing at home to Italy in front of their crowd. Got to do something. So touches, he only had 26 touches. Not that many, but got a high ranking. Offensive wise, so yeah, we've seen that one shot on target. He got fouled twice. He got dispossessed once, and he had one unscheduled touch. Defense, 3 tackles, very good. Joint top there. One clearance, and gave away 2 fouls. Passing wise, 14 passes, so he really wasn't involved in that much on the ball. A lot of off the ball stuff, trying to close Italy down and get the ball off them, which they struggled. They really did struggle. 78.6 pass accuracy of those 14 passes. 2 crosses, 0 of which was accurate. 1 long ball, 1 accurate long ball. So, and a score of 6.77. So well done, George Saville. Daniel Ballard obviously not involved. He had an injection in his knee. Hydroloric acid or something like that. Yeah, Northern Ireland, fantastic game. Really was a fantastic game. Hopefully they get an easier draw in the next game, or they get a better draw, and they can find a striker for somewhere. Maybe I don't know, but if they can get a striker, they'll do pretty well. They just need that final missing piece of the jigsaw. Moving on now to the final story of the day. It's this one from southwarknews.co.uk, and it's about Millwall supporting boxers. So Millwall supporting fighters extend winning records at SSE Arena, Wembley. Did any of you go? Did any of you go and watch this? This popped up on the thing today, but this story is dated 28th of July 2021, so I don't know why. Did they repost it or something? I don't know. Did they edit it and it got reposted? So I'm not too sure. This is kind of confusing now because I didn't see that earlier. If I get a few more Millwall bods down here, these crowds will be booming. So Millwall fan Mickey Burke Jr. extended his professional record to 5-0 with a win over Paul Cummins on the Joe Joyce undercard at the SSE Arena, Wembley last weekend. Welterweight Burke, who signed with Frank Warren, finished the contest with 2 hooks to the body. Bexley's Burke, 20, added to his winning run before British heavyweight Joe Joyce stopped Carlos Takam in the 6th round of their bout. That victory of 13th from 13 fights with 12 KOs means Joyce is now WBO's mandatory challenger to face the winner of September's contest between Joshua and Usyk. So yeah, this was from the summer, so I don't know why it popped up today. But I'll read it anyway. I'm entertaining now, it's new to me. Burke said, I've got a Mill sponsor, so if I can get a few more Mill bods down here, these crowds will be booming if my lot were in here. Also on the bill, another Lions supporter, Chris Borg, moved to 10-0 as he defeated James Beach Jr. by unanimous decision in the WBC International Super Bantamweight title fight. Stretham's Borg always looked in control with a counter-punching approach as he landed accurately. He was close to finishing the bout in the 8th and 9th rounds, but had to be satisfied with the scorecards of 99-92, 99-91 and 190. I caught him with a few big shots and I thought he was ready to go, Borg said. I don't know if it was the 7th or 8th, but I had him going and then the bell went. I thought in the next round he'll still be a bit rattled, but he kept his shape and he sort of stayed composed, so it was a lot tougher than I thought it would be. I stuck to my boxing. Maybe looking back on it now, I should have gone through the gears a little bit more. My corner wanted to me to, but I felt like I was in control the whole time. I thought eventually I would get him out of there. The opportunity came once, but it didn't come again. So there you go. Some Millwall fighters there. I don't know if you know them, if you know of them or you know about them, but there is a couple there. Mickey Burke and Chris Borg. There you go, undefeated. Now this story seems to be from July, so I don't know if they're still undefeated, or when then maybe they've already had a fight since then. But if fighting is of interest to you, there's 2 names for you to follow. And I told you that was a lot today, wasn't there? And that is it. We finally got to the end of it. Thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.